Dr. Nathaniel Carter had spent most of his career in the sterile, dimly lit hallways of Ashwood Asylum, a crumbling institution tucked away in the woods, far from the prying eyes of the world. People whispered about Ashwood. Patients never truly recovered. Staff turnover was high, and sometimes, just sometimes, people disappeared without a trace. Nathaniel had heard the rumors, of course, the stories about the South Wing, the part of the hospital that had been shut down decades ago. They said something still lived there, something that wasn't human. But Nathaniel had never believed in ghosts or demons, until tonight. Because tonight, he was the only doctor on duty, and the South Wing's lights had just turned on. The night shift was never busy. The few patients who were lucid enough to talk mostly kept to themselves, wrapped in the numbing embrace of heavy medication. The others, the violent ones, they were locked away. Nathaniel had just settled into his office when the phone rang. It was an old landline, one that was supposed to be disconnected. Slowly, he lifted the receiver. Dr. Carter speaking. At first, there was only static. Then, a whisper. "Come find me, doctor." The line went dead. Nathaniel stared at the receiver, his heart hammering against his ribs. That voice, low, rasping, wasn't anyone he knew. And yet, it had sounded familiar. He should have ignored it. Should have stayed in his office until morning. But something pulled him forward. An old curiosity. A doctor's need to investigate. Nathaniel grabbed a flashlight and stepped into the hallway. The South Wing loomed ahead, its entrance barricaded by rusted chains and a sign that read, "No entry." The locks had long since rusted over. No one had been inside for decades. But as Nathaniel stood there, the chains snapped apart with a soft clink, like invisible hands had just unlocked the door. The door swung open, a single footprint in the dust, led inside and then another, as if someone, or something, had been waiting for him. The South Wing smelled of mildew and rot, the walls streaked with something dark. Old hospital beds lay overturned, their restraints still in place. And then, at the end of the hall, the door stood ajar. Inside, the bed was occupied. Nathaniel's breath caught. That wasn't possible. There were no patients here, not anymore. And yet someone was lying under the sheets, motionless. Nathaniel stepped closer, his fingers trembling as he reached for the blanket. And when he pulled it back, the bed was empty. But a voice behind him whispered, "You shouldn't have come here." Nathaniel spun around. The room was empty, but something was wrong. His skin prickled, the air heavy with something unseen.